Hi everyone, it's Dave Williams from digitechcoach.com.au and I'm here to share with you one of my favourite apps at the moment. It's called Bossjock Junior and it's the light version of Bossjock Studio, which is a premium app for $15 in the App Store. Much like Bossjock Studio, it has a lot of the same features and I think you're really going to enjoy this app. It's a really good one to start podcasting with, and if you're working with students, it's free, so its accessibility and availability makes this one a really great app to use. So we'll start with the record option down the bottom. This big red button is what you press to start your session, and now that you've got that, as soon as I press the microphone button, it will begin to record the session. So as soon as I press record here, you'll notice that the mic levels on the fader are going up. I'm pressing and holding the mic bar down, so as soon as I release from that, it will disappear, and you'll notice that the counter in the top right hand corner stops as well once you take your hand off that. You can press the padlock option over on the left or right, and that will lock the microphone always engaged. So when I press that, the microphone always stays on, but for this case I'm just going to turn it off. So that could be handy if you know you're going to be talking for a long period of time and you don't want to be holding your finger on the button and you want the freedom to do other things. On the right hand side here, we've got the master volume. So in Bossjock Junior, you only get the control of the one master out, whereas on Bossjock Studio you get three options to choose from as far as your audio levels go. So that is one restriction of the light version. Across you'll see these boxes here. These are called carts, and at the moment I've just filled up those with some music from my iTunes library and some pre-recordings that I've done before. Now, unlike Bossjock Studio, Bossjock Junior relies on you being able to edit in GarageBand and then import your sound files into these carts. So there is an extra step in it, but for being a free app, it's still very good. All right, so I'll give you an example. So we've got an empty cart here. I'm just going to click on that. I just need to slide and finish my recording there to do this. I'll just hit done. So I'm just going to go into the cart now. You've got these options: record, audio, music, or store. So I'm just going to add some music. So here you'll see my iTunes library. So I'll just go to songs and I'll just pick a very quick one. All right, so that's now added that track as a sound I can use in my podcast. So I can press and hold that, and you'll notice that the faders come in, and that's a possible intro to my show. And then when I tap again, it will start to fade that track out. Unlike Bossjock Studio, you cannot change the colours of the carts, so they're a complete random pick, which can make it difficult if you're trying to set up a colour scheme for your carts. Alright, so yeah, you can fill all those empty carts with different sounds, or you can pre-record. So I could record something in Bossjock Junior, then add it as a recording, and then have that in a cart as a pre-recorded segment, and then use that as something you're going to use within your show. Across the top here you've got an option that goes to store, and you can buy songs or sound effects from Bossjock, but they do have a free cart section in here where you get one free track or a sample of some of the things that you can purchase. So by clicking on that, it will prompt for your iTunes password, and then you can download some of those free sound effects to go with your show. Here's an example of one that is free. This Also 2001 is a free sound effect that they've added to the cart. That's one that you can download if you choose. Over across the top here in the audio section, you'll be able to choose all the different types of things that you can add. So these are all the pre-recording parts that I've done in here, or audio that I've downloaded from the free carts as well. Here's some more recordings, and then here are the carts that I've added as well from the free store. Okay, one of the differences between Bossjock Junior and Bossjock Studio are the export options. In Bossjock Junior, you've really only got one option as far as exporting goes, whereas in Bossjock Studio, you've got heaps of different options that you can choose from. So I'll just finish this podcast here and it will show you these export options. So here you can see you can change the album art that's going to go with your podcast. You can change the name and the artist of the recording, and you can also see down the bottom here that the only option is 128 kilobytes per second in the M4A format. It is in stereo, which is good. 128 kilobytes is not a bad quality, but you can definitely do better when it comes to podcasting. It will become a lot crisper and clearer if you can get it higher than that. So when you export after that, you've only really got options to save to camera roll. You do have an audio copy, which is pretty handy. So you could auto copy that into GarageBand and then export it from there, or add extra sound effects or tweak it, whatever you like, with GarageBand. You do have iTunes sharing and all those types of things. And then once you've done that, you've only got access to it in your camera roll. So that's a bit of a downfall of it. It's not as straightforward as Bossjock Studio, where you can export it in heaps of different formats: WAV, MP3, AIFF formats, M4A, all that kind of thing. So it does lack a little bit in the exporting options. Another thing I do like, however, about Bossjock Junior still has the option, like Bossjock Studio, to monitor through headphones or a speaker, which is something that the Bossjock Studio doesn't have. So you can plug headphones into your iPad and you can monitor what you're saying through the headphones using the inbuilt microphone, or you could use the Rode SC6 breakout box and connect that to the headphone jack, and you can monitor through the headphones plus use an external microphone or two. So that's a pretty cool feature, and that can definitely add massive amounts of quality to your podcast quality. All right, thank you. All right, so that's a pretty basic walkthrough of Bossjock Junior. It doesn't get much difficult than that. I will have another follow-up video that will show you how to use it with GarageBand, but as far as a basic walkthrough goes, that gives you an indication as what you're getting yourself into with Bossjock Junior. Hope this has been helpful. Head across to my blog and let me know if you've got any questions.